Hi and welcome to Concept Based. I'm John Hepworth and this is a Year 11 advanced topic out of probability and data. This is the data section. I'm probably not going to do too many videos on just this specific data section because so much of it is graphical, which is quite difficult to teach over the internet, but we'll have a crack at it today by looking at this question. Given the following diagram, find the median score. Now you will have found median scores previously by lining all the scores up in ascending order, going to the middle score and saying, there it is. But we can do it graphically as well. Now this graph I've chosen to demonstrate it on today, you probably won't see that often because it is a combination of both a histogram and a cumulative histogram. But I wanted to use it just to make sure you are 100% grasping what's going on here. So the histogram are all these columns that are down the bottom in the, let's say, lighter green. And then the cumulative frequency one is in darker green. Now you'll notice in the first column, they line up because the amount of data in the first column is only worth the first column. But in the second column, what we're doing is we're adding all the data we had before on top. We're accumulating more data. So with that being the case, cumulative frequency graphs will always be ascending up to the right. We then go and do it again, and we take this whole column, we add it on top of the next one, and we get our cumulative frequency graph. Now, the reason why cumulative frequency graphs are great is because we can get additional data from them graphically, such as finding the median. So to find the median, we have to have a polygon. Now, students get confused here at the polygon stage because they learn two different ways to draw the polygons. One is on the histogram, which is to the center of the columns. And then they have to do it differently on the cumulative frequency histogram. Now, the polygon on the histogram really is just a line graph that's essentially demonstrating what the columns would look like, but just in a line. Whereas the polygon on the cumulative frequency histogram is a tool that we use to try and get additional data. To do it, we have to go from bottom left to top right. So if you find yourself drawing a polygon in the HSC, you're probably going to have to do one like this. Why is that the case? Well, let's say we were trying to find out what's happening after a frequency of 4 at the start. Say we just want to say, once we get through the first four bits of data, where are we? If I went in here at 4, I would hit the polygon here. Whereas if it was in the middle of the column, like it is on the histogram, I wouldn't even hit it because the data would be too small to hit it. So we always want the polygon to be on the right, so we actively get to how far through the column we would be at that data set. Okay, but we don't want to find out where it is at 4. We want to find out where it is at the middle. So to do that, we go and see how many bits of data we've got. And we've got, I think, 57, just to be unkind to myself in this graph. So if we halve 57, then we're looking at 28.5. So we go down to the graph and we find where 28.5 is. We're going to rough it about there. And then we're going to draw a line straight across and hit our polygon. Come on, OneNote, that was a line. You should have helped me out there. Oh, it's not going to help me out. My line's good enough. So I've come over and I hit the polygon here. And then if we drop this straight down, help me out, OneNote. That's twice. It's a line, OneNote. There we go. Then we would actually hit at where the median is. Now you can see with all the data here, we actually have group data. This first column is from 0 to 20, the next is 20 to 40, and so on. And you'll see this in common surveys and data representing graphs representing data, because often the data is massive. And if we just did histograms on individual pieces of data, we'd end up with just this whole long line of individual columns at the number that the person scores. Whereas if we group it together, we start to get a good shape and feel for how the data is. So you'll often see it like this in groups. Now, if we were going to give the median here, we definitely can say that the median group is 40 to 60, but we can go ahead and try and approximate where our answer would be. And so on this one, we can see we're below 45. We're probably at 44 or 43. I'm going to say 43 on this one. And we would say that the answer for the median is approximately, that's a terrible, I'm really struggling to draw today. I don't know what's going on. approximately equal to 43 for our median. So just make sure you're completely understanding the difference between a histogram and a cumulative frequency histogram, and know that you can't really draw graphical data from the histogram, but you can draw graphical data from the cumulative frequency histogram. You can go ahead and get quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3, and we actually got Q2 here today as a median. The upper extreme, the lower extreme, we can get it all from that cumulative frequency histogram. So it's definitely a question that can pop up where you have to extract data from it. And they love in HSC asking questions where you have to extract data from a graph. So you can expect this as a question.